Hi everyone, we are from group 7. So this is the final outcome of our video and all the names are the group members as listed on the screen. I hope all of you can enjoy and gain something at the end of this video. Okay, what is actually Bongo Net? It is a type of plankton net used to collect zooplankton from sea, and phytoplankton will be escaped through the net as its size is smaller than zooplankton. Because the mesh size of the Bongo Net is very small that we can even see from the first sight. Okay, we move to the important parts of the Bongo Net. Firstly, stainless steel frame. It's obviously to keep the plankton net widely open. Next is cable depressor. Gives weight that Bongo Net can reach desired depth. You know, when we lower down something to the sea, it kinda has a different and lighter than its actual mass. And this cable depressor helps to control the buoyancy. Next is PVC collecting bucket, contains zooplankton. In the next slides, in another slides, you will see how the zooplankton will be kept into this collecting bucket. And we also have the flow meter, measure amount of water filtered by the net. Next, we have the stainless steel yoke, connection to tow wire of the cable depressor, and this is the most important part, net. It's obviously to trap the zooplankton, right? And the last one, we have tow wire to lower down the net into the water. And basically, as I mentioned, these are all important parts of the Bongo Net that make it function.
Each Bongo Net measuring 350 micrometer and 500 micrometer with flow meter is tied to the winch and cable properly because Bongo Net is too heavy to lower by hand. The flow meter is to record how much water flows through the net when deployed. Flow meter is attached at center of mouth of each net. Initial reading of the flow meter is recorded so to be able to measure volume of water filtered. Location of start towing is recorded from the boat. A depressor with function to sink the net correctly is attached to the Bongo Net, which is tow wire. The Bongo Net is lowered into the sea and vertically towed from 5 to 10 meters above the sea bottom. This is because zooplankton eats phytoplankton and phytoplankton are mostly found at euphotic zone, which is 0 to 200 meter depth. At first, cable depressor will sink in vertically but steel frame will change Bongo Net to a horizontal position. As it is lowered, the ship moves forward at approximately 1.5 to 2 knots to keep the bongo at a 45-degree angle so water can flow directly in.
The video shows Bongo Net is being lowered to catch zooplankton, and the picture shows the location of the Bongo Net being towed, which is recorded. Next, Bongo Net will be retrofitted into the boat after a few minutes. Location of end towing is recorded. Revolution of flow meter will be recorded as a final reading for the further calculation of the volume of seawater filtered. And then, the winch operator will bring Bongo Net back up slowly when Bongo Net is at the desired depth. When it's brought out to the boat, the speed is 20 meters per minute and at 45-degree angle. When Bongo has reached the boat and lifted into the air, it will be washed with seawater in vertical position. So the plankton trapped in Bongo Net will be flushed down into the PVC collecting bucket below. It is grabbed and brought onto deck. This process can be difficult if conditions are windy and sea are rough. After wash, equipment is prepared to rinse the PVC plankton collecting bucket of content and the sample will be transferred into the bottle sample. The nets are already washed in seawater. Rinse all the material inside to the PVC content. The content is the small container at the end of the net where the plankton are collected. Let's see.
So after rinsing the Bongo Net with the seawater and flushing all the zooplankton samples from the Bongo Net into the coat end, which is another name for PVC plankton contained bucket, is a container where all the zooplanktons will be stored. We will then get the equipment to transfer the zooplankton samples from the coat end and into the bottle sample. Then in this step, we will loosen the PVC plankton contained bucket from the Bongo Net and then the lid will be taken off. There are two steps in this slide. So the zooplankton will be poured into the tray and the PVC plankton contained bucket or the coat end will be rinsed through the seawater to prevent the zooplankton from dying. Then in this step, the filter will be fit onto the sampling bottle and the zooplankton will be poured from the tray and into the sampling bottle. The zooplankton will make sure to be transferred completely into the sampling bottle and not be left in the tray. Then we will put formalin into the sampling bottle to preserve the zooplankton, so we can identify the zooplankton later. That is all from K7. Thank you!